All right, February 22nd. I think winter's finally coming to an end here. It was about 15 degrees early this morning when I walked the dogs around the lake. It's about 30 degrees now, and we have got a 16 mile an hour west-southwest wind. You can see my little surveyor tape blowing in the wind there. Keeps wrapping around itself. So it's a little breezy down here. You'd think the creek bottom would be stopping it, but it's not. Right here is the Viernig V60 snow pusher, steel trip edge. It's a skid steer mount, but it goes on my John Deere 5085E, and it's got a adapter plate for the John Deere mount. It doesn't mount right up to the back of the pusher. This one swivels in the middle, right on that point, to make better contact with the ground. Then it's got floating skid shoes, which I actually need to work on. This has been used for 4 years now, been really good, very heavy with the adapter and everything, and the back drag here on the top is an extra about 300 pounds, I think. It's 1200-ish, plus the 300, plus the weight of that adapter. This is about 1600 pounds. But right now, I gotta remount this maybe this afternoon or tomorrow. Gotta undo one of those bolts. It's not floating. That back end should be pushed up all the way on both sides. This is mostly half-inch minus. It's screened asphalt chips. It used to be a road someplace from an asphalt company. And so I have got to loosen those up, and I've got a lot of grit in there, and that's the first time that's happened in 4 years. So I've got to fix that. Got a couple of round top covers for these catch basins that need to be moved out of the way. Also, this will get put away too. That crack down there, that's a whole nother story from a few years ago. The big Ford here, 2020 F-250 Super Cab XLT with the Godzilla motor, which has done very well for me. Not a lot of miles on this, only about 16,000, so it's getting a couple of side-mounted truck bed toolboxes. I need some more stuff to put away. Old 2012 John Deere 1023E. Put a new seat on it. Needs an upgrade of the seat springs in the bottom, and those are the little caps, so the top of the springs don't rub on the polymer of the bottom of the seat. A little different. This is kind of the generic seat you can buy at any farm store. It sits up very high. You can't tell, but it wants to push you back, your hips up backwards when you sit in it. And I had to make a couple adaptations to the way the little mounting plate underneath from John Deere works. We had to put some rubber washers underneath it to make some spacers. But the seat sits back farther. I actually have to slide it up to reach the pedals properly. So that's an improvement, but I'll get used to that seat. Over here, this is the John Deere 5085E. This is a 2014. It's an interim motor. And what we're going to do here is put on some bolt-on hooks right here on both sides, and then we got a shackle backer that mounts inside the bucket instead of just the regular. I paid a little extra. I think instead of $5 or $6, those are $28. But the subcompact buckets don't need that. The bolts and washers are just fine to hold that. And the big thing we're doing here is I have to finish. This one does not have a thumb on it, but this set of hoses here goes underneath. It's wrapped in some Outback wrap, and it is flame resistant hydraulic hose. And I've got to make some adjustments on it still. This is an old 2010 heavy duty Frontier grater blade, and they come out the back here, and right now they're just sticking right there is the end, so but I got to pull some more back. Got a good deal on this that RB 2300 series is a heavy, the beginning of the very heavy duty blades, Cat 2s. And this is another piece of Outback wrap that comes this way. I think that's called the Hose Boss. I'm not sure. No, this might be a hose tamer. I'm getting it back. One's a hose tamer, one's a hose boss, and I'm not sure. That comes in that length and that diameter. Forget how many hoses it can take, but neat stuff. Then I've used some of their markers for the rear remotes, so you don't have to guess what goes where. Only 2 remotes on this one. I'm going to actually take off the extra hose coiled up is for the tilt right there, and I'm actually just going to go and use a pin because it's kind of a pain in the butt to pull. It's the offset is the blue ones, and swap them back and forth. The little bit that you ever move the tilt, it's just going to be faster to come out, and you don't have an infinite adjustment. You only got one adjustment either way, but that'll work for my purposes. But what we've got to do with that extra hose, which will end up coming the way the loader hoses go, and I'm just gonna, instead of trying to snake some more into this ballistic covering, I'm just gonna use, I got another 10-foot section of this black Outback wrap. I forget the diameter on that. I think it can hold maybe up to 4 hoses, but it holds 2 of them nice and tight. I'm going to cut it in half probably, and the way this is going to snake up through here, this will be Outback wrap, and there's enough room to undo this and stick your 3rd set of lines, go through the loader from there inside to just about in here, and then this cover that says John Deere, which on this one is plastic or polymer or whatever, there's just 2 little screws like that one on the back, and I'm gonna have it come out there, and then what I'm gonna go show you what's gonna go in front here and needs the hydraulics. We'll join up with it. So let's go way over there. It's that black thing in front of that upside down broadcaster. We'll be right back.